Right, so hopefully you've seen from the little videos and clips, you get some idea of the kind of profile of it now. Had half an hour with a draw knife and sander, etc. And just basically literally taking the edges off it, you know, tried to make it look more like a natural piece of wood. It's not the final finish, it's not the final colour, still lighter. Kind of want to go another shade darker, really, more of an oak look, to tie in more with some of the existing wood and what have you, but I don't want to go too dark, absolutely not. So, draw knife experience, interesting. I'm not sure whether it's just the fact that the wood is quite dry and brittle. These are pieces that have been here since we first got the beams, several months. They'll be fairly dry now, I would think. But it's just a question of slowly and steadily, really. If we can put a bit of character into them, you know, make them a little bit more interesting, I think hopefully you'll agree that against the old one, that the one that we've done nothing to, they look, you know, so much better. And yeah, they're gonna. I think they're gonna work. I think they're gonna work. So yeah, hopefully. A lot of work, but it's the kind of thing that, you know, you put hours into it. When it's done and you see this, you know, it's sort of worth it. It's worth your efforts. So we'll crack on with the main joist now and see how far we get with it this afternoon. What? Is it? Oh. Is it? Right, it's got that first beam done, all sort of shaped, contoured and sanded down. An initial sanding. We may have to take it down a bit finer, but I'm quite happy with how it's finished. But we'll see when we come to test out the oils and stains and varnishes and what have you we've got on the offcuts. That'll kind of give me an idea of how it's going to finish. Hopefully we won't have to do them again, but even if we do, it's not a particularly big job. I think an hour will get them done, but fingers crossed we don't have to do. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way they turned out. I was getting a little bit despondent, you know, a few weeks ago when we were deciding whether or not to order some more joists and one thing or another. I wasn't sure how they'd turn out, but you know, I'm really happy with that as it is, and I think once we get some stain and some oil on it, you know, it's going to just darken it that touch, pick out the grain and the knots and one thing or another. I think it's going to look really, really good in here. So yeah, pretty pleased. Only another 12 more to do. I went about 3 hours a beam, so it's a week's worth of work really, more or less. We're doing other bits and pieces. I need to put some treatment on it for the insects and critters, etc. It's just a universal kind of treatment for multiple woods. You can either use a pressure sprayer or brush it on. We'll see, not sure, but we need to get that on. Probably start putting that on now. And then on each end I've got this aerosol. Basically a bitumen spray, so it's like a rubberized, you know, paint almost. Spray that on the last 25-30 centimeters of on each end, and that should sort out any problems with you know, moisture ingress. Yes, that's about it really. Yeah, we'll just carry on and maybe start the next one, or maybe think about what we're going to do in terms of putting a little pad down to sit these beams on level. Whether I put slab of mortar down. I don't think I can use the jointing mortar because I don't think it's got enough you know, compressive strength, but we may be able to use the HL5. I'll have a quick read up and see what we can do, and go from there really. So I'll crack on, do a bit more. Right, I'm going to start on the second beam now. We've got the first one pretty much done. It's shaped, it's sanded, it's treated. We're going 2 coats of the treatment, which is what's recommended. Just got the end of the beams to put the bitumen on. Then we can sit it in place, and it's there ready for oiling as and when we get an oil that's an appropriate colour. Got some Danish oil coming hopefully today. I've got other oils, I've got teak, I've got linseed, I've got a couple of different types of waxes, a couple of stains. So we're going to get an offcut, and we're going to test, see what looks, see what looks right. Hopefully we'll find one out of that. I'm sure we will. So we'll carry on with this next beam. The first one was the most difficult one to do because it's closest to the wall. I've had to pull it this way to get to it, to work it, which meant moving this second one as well. So it's all been a bit of a faff, but from now on it's just going to be a question of sliding the joists that way, dropping them down at an angle, doing them, putting them back up, and just lifting them to one side to put the pad down, the mortar pad. So it should be a lot easier. So we'll crack on, get on with this. I'm hoping I can get one a day done, all in. So we should be done inside the next couple of weeks, including doing other bits and pieces. So we'll crack on and see where we get to today.